Okay, before we go into multiple environments, I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about pulling. So the deal is, if you got multiple people all contributing to the same repo, at some point somebody's going to commit something that you're going to want or need in order to continue your development, and you need to keep all of your local repos in sync. So everybody pushes their changes up, their change sets up to the Bitbucket repo, and then you get notified either via email or a phone call or however you guys want to do that, or automatic email that comes out of Bitbucket, and you will need to pull down whatever changes other people put up, and then again you might have to do some merging. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the URL to the clipboard for this repo. I'm going to go into Designer. I'm going to add that location to Designer. So now I've connected to that external repo. I'm going to right click and I'm going to clone it. Now when I clone it, it's got all the authentication already. It has a location for where the new repo is going to go locally. It's going to want to know what revision I want to start out on. So I'm going to start on the latest one. And finally, it's going to want to know which project I want to import into the workspace. This actually is the same exact project that came from the other virtual machine. So I'm on a totally different virtual machine importing all this data. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that. Now I've got this repo that's not associated with any NSF. So I'm going to associate it with a brand new NSF. So I'm going to right click, do team development, associate with a new NSF. I'll call it new one, but you can call it whatever you want. Now it's going to take all of the code in the repository and stuff it into this brand new NSF. When it's all said and done, essentially our application is going to be a direct clone, a replica of the other database on the other virtual machine. So if I go in here and I make a change, okay, and I save it, the process is the same. So I've got the change here. I just need to commit it. We'll say that came from another VM. And then we'll push it. So now it's pushing it up to the Bitbucket repository. And so I'm going to close this VM and open the original VM that we've been using the whole time. So this VM thinks it's on 19, but the latest release, the latest revision, is actually revision 20. So again, I would have gotten an email to that effect. So in order to get their changes down in, I can't do a commit because a commit pushes up to the repository. I need to pull down from the repository. So I'm going to right click on it, I'm going to choose team, and I'm going to ask to pull. It's going to automatically update my NSF after the pull is complete. It will identify the change sets that are coming down, and when I finish it, it'll automatically update the NSF. I open here, and sure enough, it's all set. So again, when you're working with a team, you're going to have to coordinate when you push things up there. You're just going to need to know that you need to pull down whatever changes are from your team members. I know, I think it was Martin actually told me that he just tells everybody, hey, first thing you do in the morning is you pull down from the repository, get everybody's updates, see what went on. And if you don't, then you're going to be in trouble because you're not going to have all the right code. So next up will be multiple environments and switching around between databases.